So today we are back with another budget line unboxing. This is from Rondo Music. If you've seen some of my other videos, I have a really nice Rondo Agile that my girlfriend got me for Christmas. I'll link that in the corner. I love Agile guitars. They make the LP style guitars through Rondo Music. They're more higher end, budget friendly, made in Korea, really good quality. But then they also make, Rondo Music makes a more budget-friendly line, I believe these are made in China, called SX guitars, which I've never owned an SX guitar. This one in particular is extremely unique. Why is it unique? It's a Strat style, an ST style guitar with two P90s and a hardtail bridge. It's a pretty funky combination. And a natural colored wood. I think the natural mahogany wood. Now this got pretty beat up in shipping. As you can tell, we have a big gash over here. We have a huge gash over here. It's pretty beat up. So I'm hoping the guitar is in good condition, but we're gonna unbox it on camera and check it out. We're gonna see, I'm gonna go over the specs, the price. I think I remember reading on Rondo, it's rondomusic.com from recollection, the website. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on screen. And I think I recall seeing on Rondo Music's website that they're gonna stop making or stop importing the SX line of guitars. So if you're interested in a budget-friendly guitar like this, you might wanna go check it out. I don't even know if they still have this particular model available. But we're gonna just unbox it. Then we'll go over the specs, the price. Well, I'll just mention the price right now. The thing only costs $150. So when I say budget, this thing is very budget-friendly. On par with some of the Fireflies. I've done a lot of Firefly unboxings recently. All right, let's check this out. ST style guitar, two P90s, hardtail bridge. You don't see these too often. Check that out, gig bag. I was not expecting a gig bag. So that definitely helped with these gashes over there. All right. Pretty basic, but it's not like inflatable pool plastic basic. It actually feels like it's got some cushioning to it. For $150, I did not expect a gig bag. I'm not gonna completely take it out, but I just wanna kinda show you. Let's see if you just, yeah, there's padding to it. It is not that completely crappy version of it. It's got some padding, not bad. I will take it. So there you go. Basic, no foam, but lots of bubble wrap. Wow, the entire guitar is bubble wrapped actually now that I see it. All right. As always, we sit down and we let you guys, well, usually I say you guys get the first impressions, but we can kind of see through this. Pretty cool. We have a sleeve of bubble wrap. Another sleeve. We got the truss rod tool up here. Wrapped in a rubber band. Some plastic. I'm excited. I'm curious for $150. How the fretwork is, how the playability is out the box. I think that's the most important thing for folks who are getting a budget guitar, at least folks who are newer to guitar. Someone like me, I'm still semi-new to modifying, but I want to do it, I want to learn it, so I don't really mind too much if there's a little bit of issues to it. Like I could already tell right now the fret, they're pretty sharp, especially on the bottom. Oh yeah, especially up here. They're not ridiculous. They're not to the level of, shall I say, glary. That was the worst guitar experience I've ever had when I got their LP guitar. I actually cut skin off my finger. Wasn't bleeding, like a layer of skin was hanging off just from holding it and barely touching it and playing it. So the neck feels really nice, like the actual neck. Fretwork, I gotta say, is not the best. So it's SX, not locking tuners, nothing fancy. Fingerboard looks rosewood, but we will get into it. It's all gloss. All right, the body. This is the exciting part over here. Ooh, super glossy, super smooth. I'm just looking because I hear it. I want you guys to get the first impressions. There you go. I still didn't see it yet. What's your first take on this? How does this look? Two P90s, hardtail, all natural wood. Ready? Ha ha ha. That is so freaking unique. Wow. Here's the back. Wow. That is extremely unique, and I am so happy I got this. I just went to their site before, and like I said, I don't think I could find this exact model. An ST style guitar with two P90s and a hardtail bridge. That is just bonkers. I'm usually a fan of LPs more, but I like my Strat style guitars, but I'm not someone that uses the tremolo too much. And when you're adjusting tunings, it gets pretty annoying. But now with the hardtail, I could just go play around with tunings and not really worry about it. You don't see this too often. And I've said it in, it's probably out by now. We're going from one end of the spectrum to the other. $100 guitar to $1,000 guitar. But I got the Schecter C1 EA, semi-hollow body, acoustic with a piezo on it. That thing is freaking awesome. Again, it was like a zebra wood top. I'll link that in the corner if you're interested in that to check it out. But point is, I'm a sucker for these natural wood finishes. This one looks nice. Now there is like a semi-hard cut right there. It's not completely noticeable. The lighting angle is really gonna determine if you see it or not. Because when I'm looking at it straight on, like I don't see it like this. Then if I go a little like this, you kind of see it. And you know, I'm usually not the biggest fan of this red tortoise, whatever you want to call. But I've been opening up to different styles more. And this just kind of, is that a nick? I can't tell. I have a little bang nick up here, nothing crazy. Like I was saying, I was opening myself up to the styles more. And this particular guitar, I think fits this vibe that's going on. The natural wood, nothing crazy, just mahogany. You got the maple neck, I believe a rosewood fretboard. I'll go over the specs in a second. Cream accessories here with the tone, one volume, three-way selector switch, two P90s that match the cream. It just gives a more vintage-ish-esque vibe with a pretty modern take on what you get. So I'm just gonna show you guys some footage of this guitar while I go over the specs. But first, I'm gonna give it a once over real quick just to see like the joints where things line up, the fretwork, like I was saying. Let me just take a peek a little bit more. It looks, you know, for the price point, there was like ever so minimal. You could barely even see it or feel it. I'm talking like super surface. Very minimal. I don't even know if I'll be able to pick it up on camera or remember. So I can see the wood right there. Let's give you another glimpse at that back again. Let's go over the specs, like I said, real quick while I show you guys some footage. We'll tune it up, give it a little strum, see how it feels out the box. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, these are not too bad. They're not extremely sharp. They're there, you notice them. They ain't gonna cut you. These frets are actually pretty big. I don't know if they were like Schecter jumbo, but they're getting close, not gonna lie. All right, spec time. All right, so this is the SX Hawk Mahogany P90 stop-tail electric guitar with P90 pickups. That's how they advertised the listing. I had to go back and take a screenshot of my order because I don't even see it on their site. So as they have it listed, lightweight mahogany body, Canadian maple neck with maple fretboard. I don't see nothing about talking about the actual maple fretboard. There's not a maple fretboard. Canadian maple neck with maple fretboard. All right, so they already messed up there. This is not a maple fretboard. The fretboard, the neck is maple. The fretboard to me looks rosewood. It doesn't look like, it could be some other type of wood, but it looks rosewood. It's got an adjustable truss rod, a Tunomatic bridge with stop bar tailpiece. What else we got over here? Scale length, 25.5. The weight, they have it advertised at 8.5 pounds. I could possibly weigh it myself. So there's really not too much information on this, and unfortunately, they got the fretboard material wrong anyway. Like I said, the price was $149 something. It was like $150. I think shipping was $20, so it's about $170. Maybe with tax, I think it was about 180 or just under 180. So we're going to quickly just tune it up, strum it a bit, see how the playability is right out the box, and then we'll plug it in and get some tones and really see how this thing sounds. Out the box, I always like to check out how it is. I gotta make sure this is high enough that I don't hit it. Ooh, we are done. Done, 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 done. I think we're tuned up enough. So yeah, like I was saying, the fret ends, they're not terrible. I just think Firefly like ruined the game for everything because they're so well known. Not everyone, but not like all their guitars, I mean, but all the ones I've had and most of their guitars that I've seen come with the ball and rolled frets. Even the or ear or whatever you call a guitar I got on Amazon has that. And that thing just ruins it for like any other guitar that doesn't have ball and rounded frets, unless it's done really, really well. Now the Agile line, awesome. The Schecter I got, awesome. But we're talking about a $150 guitar that doesn't have rolled frets. They're gonna be slightly sharp, but honestly, they're not that bad. More importantly, because that's an easy fix, you can kind of just get a file and smooth them out a bit or even just scrape something across, is I don't want high frets. For beginners, and even for myself, someone who enjoys playing guitar and modifying them, high frets are very tedious to fix. And bringing it somewhere probably could get costly depending on what's going on with it. So that's something that I would, like if anything needed to be okay with a guitar out the box budget-wise, just have leveled frets. If the tuners suck, replace them. Pickups suck, replace them. Those are actually fun things to do. I like doing those things because you're not only adding something that increases the playability of it, but you're changing the visuals and the aesthetics, or at least I do that when I change parts like that. I might change it to something I prefer. The frets, I don't care what they look like in the sense of like, I'm not changing them for visuals. I just need them to not buzz and just to be flat and leveled. So with that said, let's just strum some chords, play some notes, see how it sounds. Wow, this plays really nice. The action's really nice. Wow, this actually plays, I'm surprised. This actually feels really good and plays really nicely. These strings feel pretty light too. Very easy to bend. I think we're gonna add a tune a little bit already. I didn't really stretch the strings too much, so I'm not too concerned about that. But over time, it would be nice to know if this thing holds tune, because I'm assuming these are super, super budget, you know, tuners over here. This has happened to me multiple times already. The strings are very, I don't know how to word it. They sit high, they're not even. I don't know if you guys can see it. I might have other footage, but the second time I slipped off the top because it's so close. Usually it's the opposite. I've noticed guitars where the bottom strings are very close, but here it's far away from the edge of the fretboard on the bottom and it's very close to the top. Yeah, I like this. I think, like I said, I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more. I think when I've heard that the strings are a little bit too close to one end or the other, you unbolt the neck a little bit, adjust it, and then tighten it back up. So maybe I'll have to do that. I don't think it's too crazy. I'm just gonna have to play a little bit more because It is very, very close. Literally, when you press the string down, you're almost basically where the fret is already starting to bend and, you know, curve over on the E over here. So that's the only other thing. Other than that, you know, that feels smooth. That feels smooth. That feels nice. $150, about 180 or less delivered. I think you're just getting a super unique guitar, a Strat style guitar with 2 P90s and a hardtail bridge. I've said that enough times already, but it's worth repeating because you don't see this that often. And if you want a guitar, budget friendly, or if you love P90s and you want it in a different body style like this with the hardtail, this is pretty sweet. That's going to be it. The sound clips are either going to be thrown into it or right after this section. If you're interested in more guitar content, consider subscribing to the channel. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about this, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot. So I still want to slide this in. I just checked with the fret rocker because I played this for like just a little bit, 2 seconds. I played it off camera as well, and it felt really, really good. I felt 0 fret buzz. I felt like there were no high frets, and I quickly just skimmed through it, and I didn't catch any high frets. I didn't go like every single thing. Now, the guitar itself, I love it, man. I can't lie. The camera, I hate this way this camera works. Like when my hand is not in it, it gives it like a cool, almost like a cool filter. You know what I'm saying? Like a blue hue to it. Though my hand goes in it, see how the guitar just got more of like a goldish tone to it? That's more what I see in person. So don't mind that the camera might make it look a little bit like this. When my hand's in it, it picks up more of that, so to say, true tone. One thing I noticed is the selector switch is a little loose in the middle. You see my dogs don't like that either. They're like, loose switch, what? Start barking crazy. It feels okay when you're using it and in a position. It's a little loose, but in the middle it's definitely pretty loose. Everything else feels pretty good. I took off, you know, the plastics and everything. The fretboard, like I said, they're leveled. Are they sharp? And the first thing I said was they're sharp, but I think it's just because from the rolled frets that I've had on a lot of other budget guitars, it just kind of makes it, you know, makes you want those. But honestly, this is actually done very, very well. They're not too sharp, very little. They get a little bit more sharp up here, which I don't mind up here. You don't really, you know, up here you can't even feel it. Your hand will hit that. But over here, it's not too bad, to be honest, at all. So we're gonna have, like I said, some tones either in this video or another one. And that's going to be about it. Consider subscribing for more. Catch you guys in the next one.